So this is a short 20-minute yoga sequence to light your inner yogi fire and challenge your strength. I hope you enjoy it. Namaste. So to begin with, we're going to make our way into our child's pose. Toes touching, knees nice and wide, reach the arms away, lengthening from the fingertips out through the tailbone, taking nice deep breaths. Just taking this time to center yourself, set your intention for your practice today. And then slowly you're going to begin to walk your hands around to the right side, lengthening all the way through the left side of the body, through the left shoulder, continuing your deep breaths. And then come back to center and walk around to the left side, lengthening that right body, breathing in and out deeply. And then come all the way back to center and make your way up to your tabletop position, hands below shoulders, knees below hips, and work on your cat-cow stretches. Inhaling as you look forward to lengthen, exhaling as you round, looking towards the thighs, mobilizing and stretching each vertebra of the spine, matching movement to breath. And then come back to your neutral position and begin to move your hips around, circling them around, loosening up the hip joints and all the muscles and ligaments that attach there. And then go back in the other direction. And then make your way back to center. Find your strong tabletop and then reach your right arm and left leg away. Lengthen from the fingers to the toes. And then bend your left leg and slowly sweep that right arm around, finding your left foot. And then press the foot into the hand to open up through that right shoulder. Take some deep breaths, working a little balance here too. And then gently release with control. Stabilize, shake it out. And this time, reach your left arm and right leg away. Bend that leg, sweep the arm round, find your foot, press the foot into the hand so you can open up and get that nice extension. And then release with control. Come back to your tabletop and then press into a little child's pose. Come up to the hands and knees, press up to your downward dog, and take a moment, press one heel at a time into the mat, stretching into the backs of the legs, the calf muscles. From there, you're going to lower your hips, come to your high plank position, hands below shoulders. And then you're going to slowly take your hips over to that left side, dipping them to the mat, come up to center and over to the right. So just moving in your own time, taking the hips from the right to the left, working your core, working your obliques, building a little heat into the body. And make your way back to your downward dog. Take a breath, take a stretch. Lower your hips to your high plank, down into your chaturanga. Hold in your chaturanga. And then press up into your up dog. From there, stay on the tops of the feet. Lift the hips up and lower. So lift up to your plank, staying on the tops of your feet, lowering into your up dog. So we're going to do this a few times, lowering the hips down, bringing the heart center forward, lifting the hips back up. Again, working into our core strength. then gently lower yourself down onto the mat. Reach the arms back behind you. From there, lift up into your lotus pose, reaching the arms back, lifting the legs from the thighs, softening the head and neck, rolling the shoulders back, and then reach for your feet. Keep your knees hip width, and then press your legs away from your back, lifting up into that bow pose, and then release with control. Press all the way back into your downward dog. Take a moment, take a little stretch. From there, lower to your high plank, to chaturanga, into your high plank, down to chaturanga, back to high plank. So working in your own time now. Chaturanga, high plank, chaturanga, high plank. Good old-fashioned yogi push-ups, keeping the elbows close to the body, working your shoulder strength, and then press back into your down dog. Take a stretch, take a breath. From there, we're going to go into our side plank position, stack or stagger the feet, hips high, and then lower the hips down to the mat. Lift them back up again. So again, working into the side body, into the obliques, reach the hips high and the arm up, and then lower the hips, lower the arm. Working again in your own time. And then come back into your down dog, little interim rest here, before you begin to make your way onto your other side. Stacking or staggering the feet, reach the arm up overhead and press the hips as high as you can, and then lower the hips towards the mat. Press up into your high side plank. So lowering and lifting, finding control, finding that balance, that stability. And then make your way back into your downward dog. From there, raise that right leg all the way up, bend the right knee, open up through that right side, pressing down through the left heel. And then gently guide that right foot between the hands. Lower the back knee down, release the back foot, hands to that right knee, and just work on that nice hip flexor stretch, lowering the hips down, stretching through that left hip flexor. Take a few deep breaths. From there, begin to straighten that front leg, hands to the mat, variation of head to knee pose, feeling that right hamstring stretch, and then press the hips forward. Press the hips back. Press the hips forward. So just taking your time, working from that hip flexor stretch into your hamstring stretch. From there, you're going to take your left elbow to the mat and just push that right hand against the right knee. Little extra hip opener here. Just look for whatever's right for you and your body. And then step your way back into your down dog. Raise your left leg high. Open that left hip up to the ceiling, bend that left knee. Breathing into that left side. And then gently guide that right foot between the hands. Lower the back knee, hands to the knee. Press the hips forward, stretching through that right hip flexor. Taking some deep breaths here. And then you're going to work on straightening that left leg, hands to the mat, head to knee, working on your hamstring stretch. And then bend the knee, press the hips forward, hip flexor stretch, straighten the leg, hamstring stretch. So just flowing from one to the other, moving in and out of the stretch in your own time. Then take that right elbow to the mat and press your left hand against that left knee and find your stretch. And then make your way back into your downward dog. From there, you're going to raise your right leg nice and high. Float your right leg forward, this time coming up into your high lunge. Ankle below the knee, back heel lifted. Lower the back knee to the mat and lift. So lowering and lifting. Working on our nice warrior one position, nice static lunge here. Working the glutes, working the quads. Lowering and lifting. Last one. From there we're going to transition into our warrior three. So you're going to slowly transfer the weight to the front leg. I like my arms wide. Find that warrior three balance. When you found that balance, you're going to bend and straighten that right leg. Let's do that 3 times. And then a little tricky move here. You're going to take that hold of that left knee, hug it into your chest. And then you're going to reach the arms away, pistol squat down and reach back into a low boat pose. So shoulders lifted, leg extended, arms extended, working your core. From here, a nice dynamic movement. Swing your legs up. See if you can come straight up into your chair pose. Hold in your chair pose for a moment. And then exhale the hands to the mat. Release the head and neck. Press back into your chaturanga, into your up dog. And back into your down dog. This time float that left leg high. Step the left foot between the hands. Press up into your high lunge. And then begin to lower and lift the back knee towards the mat. Static lunges, working balance, working leg strength. Let's do 2 more. And then float yourself forward into your warrior. Arms wide, leg extended. And do 3 little lunges, bending and straightening that knee. Doesn't matter if you wobble, I just took a wobble. Find that balance, find that stability, and then take a hold of the knee, hug it into the chest, standing up tall, extend the leg away, lower down gracefully, reach the arms and legs away, low boat pose, working that core, lifting the shoulders, keeping the legs low to the mat but lifted, and then dynamic movement up into your chair pose. Hold in your chair pose, and then exhale forward. Hands to the mat, back into chaturanga. From there into your up dog. And press back to your down dog. Lower the elbows to the mat, dolphin pose and lift. So these are little dolphin push-ups. Lower the elbows and lift, staying in that dolphin down dog position and just lowering the elbows to the mat, lifting them back up. Lower to your high plank now, chaturanga, high plank. Chaturanga, high plank. A few more little yogi push-ups. Keep that heat building in the body. Find that fire inside you. Working your arm strength, your shoulder strength. Press back into your down dog. From there, walk the feet wide and come into your garland pose squat. Asian squat as well, some people call it. Try to get the heels down, work on that ankle flexibility, and if you want to play, come into your crow pose from here. Find your balance. And if you're feeling super playful, maybe slowly lower your head to the mat. Reach the legs up into your headstand. And then slowly lower the legs back down to your shoulders. Find your crow pose. Jump to your chaturanga. Into your up dog. Press back into your down dog. Take a breath. Take a stretch. Raise that right leg high, opening up through the right side, and then guide the right knee forward to your pigeon pose. Walk the arms away, release the head down. Take a few deep breaths. Taking a little stretch here, a little rest, stretching out the glute muscles. Make sure your knee's comfortable. Letting the body feel heavy, melting into your stretch. And then slowly walk yourself back, step back to your down dog. This time raise that left leg high, open up through that left side, and then guide that left knee to your pigeon on the left, melting all the way down, keeping the hips level, resting the head to the mat, breathing deeply. And then slowly start to walk the hands back towards the body. Stepping back into your downward dog. From there, just come down to your knees and work on a little firefly pose if you can, if you like it. And then reach the arms away, little child's pose. From there, let's make our way onto our backs. Reach the arms up overhead, lengthen from the fingers to the toes. Take a nice deep breath. Gonna do a little bit of abdominal work from here. So you're gonna raise the upper body up, raise your legs up, and from here just little pulses, just lifting the shoulders up, lowering them down, keeping the abdominals drawn in, keeping the legs lifted. And then lower that right leg down, interlace the fingers and reach to the left side. So working on those left obliques. And then lower that left leg down, reach to the right side. Working on those right obliques. And then release back, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug, little stretch. And then take the arms wide, roll the knees over to the right side, gazing to the left. Nice spinal twist to release here. Taking some deep breaths. And then come back through center, roll the knees to the left side, gazing to the right. and then come back to center, back up to sitting or stay in your Shavasana. Thank you guys, hope you enjoy it. Namaste.